You start fixing a human being from the heart. How do you do it? What went wrong with the human heart? How did evil enter into this world? How did sin and wickedness enter? How did greed and corruption enter? How did cheating enter? How did stealing enter? God made a beautiful world that was a paradise. Created beautiful human beings made in his image. But God had an enemy. He rebelled in heaven. They kicked him out of heaven. He became a fugitive. And when he fell into this realm. He fell before man was created. That's the man we call Satan today. He used to be called Lucifer. He was an angel. I don't want to get into how his own heart was corrupted. Now he's a corrupt being. He carries the virus of corruption. And now God makes man. Satan figured out, I've messed up. I'm going to suffer. Divine justice is against me. But I'm not going down alone. Now God is almighty. God is far away. He can't get back to God. He can't do anything to him. So he kept quiet until the day he found that God now has children. God created man as family. He created us to be his children. He created us to be the object of his love. When you are loved, because God is love, God is kind. Love needs object. You need somebody to shower it on. That's why when you fall in love and the gear catches your heart, real love will affect your pockets. If you have love but it doesn't affect your pocket, that love is fake love. Sisters, there are 7 tests of true love. One of them is the giving test. Somebody say, I love you, you are my baby, you are our dad. But the hand is Aradite hand. Pocket cannot move. Run, oh. Run for your life. Let me be honest with you. Every time a woman comes to me, maybe a wife or a wife to be, and is complaining, he doesn't do anything. It doesn't. I say, I give you an assignment. Find the person that is eating his money. Once you find that person, that's his true love. He's using you to fill up space. Maybe he likes your body, but he doesn't like you. If you see a man that is stingy, there is somebody that he's generous to. That's the one he really loves. So that's why the Bible said, for God so loved. He so loved us. What did he do? He gave. He gave. He gave. Sacrifice is the proof of love. He gave his son. His son was crucified on the cross for us. But when you tell that, for many years, I didn't give my life to Christ. I didn't believe, because it didn't make sense to me. He died on the cross. What's my business? Am I the one that killed him? Why will he go and die? That he even died. They tell me that he's God. He came in the flesh, then he died. It didn't make sense to me. So I was going around living my life. I didn't like preachers until one day. And this one wasn't even a preacher. He was a student like me. They organized something. And they were able to explain the gospel. It became clear. They helped me to understand how my heart was evil and wicked. Why I do a lot of bad things. Where I got it from. What happened is Satan recruited Adam in his rebellion. And the moment Adam and his wife cooperated and joined him in the rebellion, the same thing that happened to Satan happened to them. Their nature was corrupted. The image of God was damaged. The life of God left. And they received a corrupted nature. That nature is evil. That's how a human being can cut the throat of another person. Evil in man. That's how a doctor will be watching somebody die just because he can't drop money. first. So life is that cheap? That's why a pastor will say, pay first before I will do my job. I was telling some of my friends, lecturers, I said, when you are corrupting the students, you say you have to sleep with them before you can give them mark. Or if they don't give their body, they have to give money to get handout. Remember that those students are the future governors, future senators, future presidents, future army generals. So you corrupted them in school, then when they get to government house and they start practicing what you taught them practically, you start complaining that society is bad. Those students are future judges. When they say if you don't pay 50 million, you are going to jail. This is what you taught them in the university. So when a pastor too is misbehaving, you forget that those people God gave you are the leaders of the different aspects of society. When a father and mother is misbehaving, you forget that God gave you those children to bless your country with future leaders. They brought a young girl, the father was sleeping with her. I've been doing that since she was small. And she became an adult. How do you expect her to be a responsible wife and mother? She can't be. She learned prostitution from the time she was 8 years. In her father's house. So this is what they did. They helped me to see how evil entered and how I got my own portion. The disease came through Adam, but now it infected everybody. Inside all of us, there is something crying to be better persons. We want to be good. We want to be nice. We want to be kind. We don't want to be bad. But after all that longing, we find out that we are not able to do it. We find that there is a law in our nature that constantly overpowers us, that evil is in our nature. You betray your friends. You betray your husband. You betray your wife. You betray people that put their trust in you. You feel miserable. Is that the kind of life you want to be? No. And then this is what they showed me. The Bible said that the wages of sin is death. The penalty, divine justice decreed death for rebellion, for sin, for evil. And that death is three-dimensional. Your spirit is the first to die. The life of God is not there. So you gloom and live your life in darkness, separated from God. He will be very far from you, separated far from who you were created to be. And that death of your spirit will lead to eternal damnation. That's why hell was created. Death also affects the soul, making it dark. Only evil thoughts. You'll be coming up with schemes. Everything Satan suggests you pick up, you go and do. We were by nature children of disobedience, driven by passions, evil passions, lust, greed, envy, pride. It is the nature of Satan, the nature of death. In Satan's nature, he's calling death at work in your system. That death affects your body and it creates sickness, disease, plagues. And that death, it flows to the society and to everything you lay your hands to do. The earth was cursed because of man. Now you have to toil and labor and have nothing to show for it. Even the ones that make the money, problems rising from everywhere to level it off again. Or they will have money, they won't have peace, they won't have health. So now, this is how God solved the problem. I'm winding up now. Since the penalty is death, and if I pay my penalty, I'm doomed forever. I'm destroyed forever. I can't pay it and survive, because once I pay it, the penalty is destruction, is damnation, and it's eternal in nature. If I'm left to pay my own debt for my own rebellion and wickedness, I'm doomed forever. This is where God looked at our condition and saw that there was no way out. for human beings that he made. So he assumed the responsibility and came by himself, came in a human form to pay our debts. When some of our cousins hear about Trinity, they wonder whether Christians are worshiping three gods. My friends, no, it's not three gods. It's the way you can be a father and be a son to somebody and be a brother to another person. How can one person be the three things? But that's who you are. You're a Trinity. As you're sitting there, you're a spirit being that has a soul that lives in a body, and you're still one person. So when you hear Christians talk about Trinity, don't think about three gods or one God with three heads. That's not what it is. If you look at water, you see that Trinity is the signature of God. It's in everything God made. You look at water. Water can assume the liquid form, and water can assume a solid form and become like rock. And I will throw it at somebody, will break his head and blood will come out. The same water. And water can become a spirit and evaporate as gas. Evaporate, you can't see it again. The same water. That's how God is. So when God saw that we could not solve our problem, he went from a liquid God, he went from a gaseous spirit God, and took a solid form, a human form, and came and lived among us. That's the person you call Jesus Christ. What was his mission on earth? His children that are now damaged, his children that are now corrupted by the virus of evil. He came to bring them back to where they fell from. So the first thing he has to do is to go and pay our debts. We are now condemned criminals facing divine judgments before the court of justice. We were condemned to eternal damnation, and that's what he went to the cross to do. He died my debts. He paid for my sins. He paid for my rebellion. He took my place in substitution, paid the debt that I owed, so that I can be acquitted at the court of justice and declared not guilty anymore.